All right, Byrdman.
What's going on, Wheelz?
You know what time it is.
Yeah, of course I do.
It's RankEmz time.
Yeah.
You know what this marks?
What's that?
Lucky number 13.
Oh, yeah. Big episode.
13.
Big episode.
My sister was born on Friday the 13th, so it was always the joke growing up because she was a little bit of a devil.
Yeah.
She's since chilled out, but yeah.
My wife's
13 is a great number.
My wife's favorite number, 13.
I think it's up there for me.
Yeah.
I converted to 5 for a while because I really like McNabb, but turns out he's just kind of a knucklehead, so maybe I'm back to 13. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, welcome to RankEmz, everyone. Do us a favor, Byrdman. Don't ever bring that bonehead Fifi back.
Dano. And one and done. He's a one and done guest for sure.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Our rankings plummeted. We went from 6 views to 4.
Yeah.
That's a 33% drop off for those of you doing math, I think. But yeah, don't bring him back. Jokes aside, thank you, Dano. Those of you out there, if we like your comments, maybe we'll have you on as a special guest at some point. But again, welcome to RankEmz. We pick a random topic, back to the usual format. Byrdman is going to hit us with what we're talking about today. Oh, you didn't like the Browns jersey as they're starting to tank this year?
It's all right.
I don't really like the Browns either,
yeah.
So that's why I wore it.
Yeah, I got a little clue here today.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is?
Some sort of frisbee?
No.
No, what is that?
It's a little insert that would go inside a 45 record to fit on a regular size record player.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Look at you. All right, well.
Little clue there.
On that note, why don't you tell us more about it? Oh, also, before we get started, new beer. Have you had these Sour Monkeys?
I've never had a Sour Monkey.
Victory, 9.5% alcohol.
Pretty
so they
good.
hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
But you don't notice it because of the sour beer thing.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I think it's getting into that heavy beer time of year.
Yeah.
You know, it gets a little colder out, gets towards the holidays, so.
Got to warm the insides.
Figured I'd give one of these a whirl.
Yeah.
So this is to you and everybody else out there. What do we got?
All right, so like I mentioned, this was kind of my T-shirt here was a little bit of a hint. So for this week's episode, I wanted to go with a topic in entertainment, kind of really thinking about today's music and how it's consumed. It's definitely completely different from the days of records, cassette tapes, CDs. Most of what we listen to is really through streaming services, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, etc. There are certain parts of the country that still purchase music and purchase CDs, things like that. But for the most part, you're not even purchasing music. You're just streaming it, right? So I think even sales on Apple Music is probably less and less than it was even just 3-4 years ago. So one thing I think a lot of people used to enjoy were the actual album cover arts, the album covers themselves and the art that went into it when you would actually make a physical music purchase. So today, we're going to be ranking some of the best album art.
Art?
Yeah. So just the album covers.
Not albums.
No, correct. Just the album cover itself and the art that kind of went into it. So,
real quick though, when you say Apple Music doesn't make as much as they used to, whatever the iTunes store, do you pay the monthly subscription?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah, I'm just saying on actual album sales.
Because it was 99 cents a song back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So you buy an album, it'd be 10 to 15 bucks.
Yeah.
I feel like I pay them 15 bucks every month and forget I have it for months at a time. So I wonder how the economics play out. But top album art, I like it.
Yeah, the revenue may still be the same, but if you look at the revenue stream from actual album sales and song sales, that has to be way down.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. They're not getting big spikes and people buying albums. It's just hitting people's credit cards every month like Planet Fitness where nobody goes.
Exactly. And I can't even imagine what physical music sales are. Kind of putting out, I'm sure, in major cities, you're going to have the cool retro music stores that are still selling CDs and still selling records. And they're probably making a little bit of money, but mass selling of actual physical CDs, records, that just can't be a thing.
I don't even know how, I wouldn't know how, if you gave me a half a day and told me I had to play a CD, I would have to go to the Walgreens or something. None of my computers have CD drives.
I could put
I don't
it
think
in.
I have it.
I have an Xbox. I could put it into my Xbox.
I don't have Xbox.
You don't get Xbox?
I got Xbox. I don't have Xbox. No, I have nowhere to stick it. Like, I used to have a 2001 Ford Ranger, so maybe I'll just go out in the garage and stick it in there, but no, I got nothing now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally like our parents, where I'm like, can you take them to the Walgreens? Like, can you put this onto a floppy disk?
But it's crazy to think about. Like, go ahead and open that file. Some of these are actual works of art, and it just doesn't exist any. So now, like when you would stream it on Apple Music, you may see the image that appears on your phone or whatever device you have, but you're never
a thumbnail.
Yeah, you're never really looking at that. So I think there's kind of a lost experience. Now, album art was never huge for me, but there were some kind of legendary albums that were really awesome. So as you're kind of looking through that file, I want to give a little background onto some of these for the audience. We'll have our producer and engineer Smitty kind of put these up as well. So today we have 6 that we're going to rank. I'll give everyone a little bit of background on what these are. So number 1 is going to be Dr. Dre the Chronic. This was the debut album for Dr. Dre after leaving NWA. This album was released on December 15th, 1992. The album cover is really an homage to zigzag rolling papers. So it's really kind of an exact replica of a packet of zigzag rolling papers, just with Dr. Dre's face and then his name and the name of the record. Number 2.
I never knew that. I never put that together for the record.
Yeah. So
pardon the pun. Not actual for the CD, not the record. But no, I never knew that it was zigzag.
Yep. Number 2 is Green Day Dookie. This was the 3rd studio album for the band Green Day. It was released February 1st, 1994. The artwork on this album cover was done by Richie Butcher, who was also from the East Bay in California, like the band. In their cover, there are tons of inside references that were very important to the band. Number 3 is Rage Against the Machine, their self-titled album. This was the debut studio album for Rage Against the Machine. It was released on November 3rd, 1992. The album cover is a cropped version of a famous photograph of Malcolm Brown. It is of the Vietnamese Buddhist monk that has set himself on fire in protest. Number 4 is Nirvana, Nevermind. This was the 2nd studio album of Nirvana. It was released on September 24th, 1991. The album cover is a picture of a naked baby swimming named Spencer Eldon. This cover was actually in the news somewhat recently in 2021 when Spencer filed a lawsuit against the members of Nirvana and Kurt Cobain's estate for damages caused by the use of the uncensored photograph. Number 5 is Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. This is the 7th studio album for Jersey's own Bruce Springsteen, the Boss.
Jersey's own.
The Boss.
The Boss. You love that outfit too, man. I love when you wear the dungarees and the white sweatshirt and the white t-shirt.
It's my favorite outfit. It's not a Halloween outfit. It's like an everyday outfit, you know?
No, it's just you being you, eating pork roll, cruising the streets, Asbury Park. Yeah.
So this was released on June 4th, 1984. The album cover is an Annie Leibovitz photo of Bruce's ass against the American flag with a hat in his back pocket. There was a brief controversy over the cover when some said that they thought it was a picture of Bruce pissing on the American flag. The Boss has since denied these claims. Last but not least, number 6, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. This was the 8th studio album for Pink Floyd. It was released on March 1st, 1973. The artwork was created by George Hardy. He worked with the band and is an image of light passing through a glass prism, which is then dispersed into individual colors. So that's a little bit of background on kind of like some of the art. Like I mentioned before, the way I kind of handle this is I'm strictly ranking these on the covers themselves, not the contents of the album. But I will tell you, I did use how the images on the cover or the artwork on the cover connected with the album, but not how good the album was or how bad the album was. So, but it's up to you. This is kind of your interpretation. I'm just letting you know kind of the process I went through.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid doing the how much I like the album factor, so I'm good with that. The only other thing though is I'm going how legendary / well-known / one that you could recognize without the words being on the front of it.
Oh, agreed.
So iconic. I guess I'm going iconic. I guess is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I get there's some subtle meanings behind some of this stuff and whatever else that I didn't realize until just now. So for me, I kind of ranked it based on how well known it is, iconic, and there is a little bit of the element of the artist too. You can't ignore that fact.
I get it.
All right, well I got them ranked. You like throwing these sixers out there too, man.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. It's better when Dano is not blabbing the whole time, but
some of these topics it's tough to get to 4. Like I said, we always shoot for 4, but sometimes it gets up to 5. I don't like to go into the 3 territory. But I think I have an internal cap of 6. So,
just so everybody out there knows, hands down, number 1, Huey Lewis Sports, but it's not on this list, so we're gonna have to go with these 6.
Yep.
Who's up? Who's on first? What's on second? How are we doing this today?
Hit me with that number 6, bud.
Again, tough list. Kills me because I know you threw this in there as a dig at me, because the boss is somebody that you hate. And the boss is somebody that I used to hate. It's kind of grown on me, and I kind of love now. Born in the USA is number 6. It just, I recognize it. I get it. I didn't really ever think about that pissing on the flag thing until just now. It does look like he's hopefully these images are somewhere.
Yeah.
But it does kind of look like he's holding his bird. But the good old fashioned America guy, sleeveless, hat in the back pocket, rhinestone belt. Born in the USA was probably my least favorite Bruce Springsteen album and song. That's when he kind of he jumped a shark and it was like Rocky 5 at that point.
Wasn't the girl from Friends in the video?
Oh, Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox was right in that video. Yeah.
Courtney Cox. Just one.
Yeah.
She had to have been a babe because she was a babe 45 years later when she was in Friends.
Yeah.
And she didn't she have the mom? Wasn't that the mom dance or whatever? I forget. I think I just did Carlton.
She was dancing in the front row, and I think he brought her up on stage in that video.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to Google that now. Maybe we can get a quick clip. But Born in the USA on this list, number 6. Again, you don't pick easy number 6s and easy number 1s.
Yeah.
They're always kind of bunched up. Number 6 for me.
All right, so this one might be a little surprising. I did not pick Born in the USA. I picked.
It is surprising.
I picked Nirvana, Nevermind. I think a lot of these were pretty difficult for me to rank. And like I said, my rankings pretty much were strictly on the artwork themselves, not really taking into the album contents. So while this is an iconic album cover, and you know what it is, you could remove the words, you would know instantly what it is. I never got it. I never loved it. I don't really feel like it had any connection to the album or the songs in the album. So, yeah, I don't really have much of a reason. It never really grabbed me. I do think it's an iconic image. Not for me. Number 6, Nevermind.
I had it ranked a little differently, and we'll get there. But you did pick the version where his bird wasn't blurred out.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
And you are right that it was in the news recently, and I think the guy all he wanted was $150K per band member.
Yeah, something like that.
Just give the guy 600 G's. You know what I mean? How many was there? Three members in Nirvana?
Yeah, 450.
So give the guys $500,000.
Yeah, but I think he's lying. I think he's lying. Every other anniversary up before that, he was posting pictures on his social media pages and stuff, seemed pretty happy about it. And now he's just coming out saying how much harm it caused him because they used the uncensored image.
And that could be any kid.
Yeah.
You can't tell. Also, I don't know if we want to talk about it now or my ranking, but is it a actual baby swimming? That doesn't seem safe. Is it
Yeah. It was actual. I forget the name of the artist, but they went. I think they photographed a few different babies. Basically, they dumped them in the pool, took some pics, got them out.
That feels a little more dangerous than having your little bird on TV or whatever.
The parents,
album cover.
His parents signed off on it, so.
I guess the parents got that $1.
Whatever.
That was their royalty. All right. I get it. Now, it's far from my number 6, but we'll come back to that. Maybe we can chat about it. But until you said it, I already put it at number 5 before you said it. But Dr. Dre the Chronic, number 5.
Okay.
Now that I see the zigzag or whatever the raps for the smoking spleefs, Now it makes a little more sense, but it's just his face on kind of a stupid little thing. I think album-wise, obviously revolutionary.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it now, just him looking tough. I don't know if it's iconic or not. The album is. I just don't know if the album art is.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a nothing burger. Number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you there. My number 5 I have is Born in the USA. You kind of went through it. I will let everyone know I really dislike Bruce, dislike what he stands for, dislike his music. I hate his fake blue-collar bullshit. He's a fucking extremely wealthy person, yet he's like trying to say he's an everyman. But this is a great pick for that album that's named Born in the USA. Annie Leibovitz did a great job. She's well known for her celebrity photographs. This is one of them. I think it's well done. I couldn't name another song on that album besides Born in the USA. But like just the connection it has just with that song, with the album title, I just think it's very well done. Also, I think he's pissing on the flag. I think that's what it was meant to represent, and he had to back off on that. But just from the looks of it, that's what it looks like to me.
So he's like a politically polarizing character or something?
Yeah, I've even before
in real life,
even before like politically polarizing, he's I don't know. I think he's a fake, but I just dislike his music. Whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that there's actually a lot more songs. No, Dancing in the Dark, I think, is what Courtney Cox was on.
Oh. Are you sure?
These are all songs from the. I just looked up Born in the USA album. It does have like a lot more hits on there than I would have thought, being that late in this. Like, what do you say? It was his 7th album?
Yeah, I believe it was his 7th studio album.
Cover Me, I'm on Fire, Dancing in the Dark, Glory Days, like My Hometown. Yeah, I like this whole like small town guy on like album 1, but it's the same thing as like rappers doing it the opposite way, where they're talking about how much money they have and it's their first studio album.
Yeah,
like there's an element of you kind of have to lie to be a cult, like a figure.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can't just like go from being like I was born from nothing to like look at me, I'm rich.
Yeah. I get it. I do think it's a great.
Yeah, he's never been for you. I get it, but I'm cool with this team.
Yeah,
they call him the boss for a reason. Did you look up what Courtney Cox was in? Was that what you were looking up?
I think it's Dancing in the Dark.
Boom, point Wheelz.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me. It's a really cool photo, and I'm pulling the email back up. Rage Against the Machine. Self-titled album, right?
Yep.
Like, it's like kind of, and that really does embody them to some degree, like political unrest, fighting the system, literally raging against the machine, whatever. Like that kind of embodies it, don't you think? Like a Buddhist monk setting himself on fire for some sort of probably communist issues or something. I don't know what the background story is that you gave, but it really does embody what they're doing. But I've also like never really. This is one I wouldn't, if the words went on it, would not have been able to pick out of a Police lineup.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, strangely enough, because I love Rage and whatever, or at least the few albums where they were good. But yeah, this is one I wouldn't consider iconic. Maybe I'm off base here. Let us know. But for me, that's number 4.
I'll let you know in a little bit, but.
Okay, yeah, please do.
So yeah, for my number 4, this is one you already had, Dr. Dre the Chronic. I do think the simplicity and the homage to Zigzag Rolling Papers do make this a great cover. And like we always say, the number 6 on this list I still think is good, right? So it's just there has to be a 6, there has to be a 5, a 4. So this album is so recognizable, it's simple, it's to the point. It's called The Chronic. Enough said, gets my number 4 spot. Easy peasy.
Up until the laying the zigzag knowledge on me right now, man, I feel like I was like spot on, and now I feel like an idiot. So
having it in the second.
I'm always an idiot.
Yeah. Nothing new to me,
Yeah. 3. So I'm just looking at my list to make sure I don't have any last minute changes here. No, I don't. Dookie.
Okay.
3. Iconic. Right in our wheelhouse.
Yep.
It came out on my 12th birthday, literally February 1st, 1994. Don't really know what's going on here, but there's a lot. You kind of like dig in. It's kind of a Where's Waldo situation. The Bad Year blimp. I'll never forget that blimp at the top there. Trying to not like let it influence, but probably one of the most influential albums of all of our lives, if we've really had to be serious about it.
Yeah.
Music wise.
And then what I read about was a lot of Easter eggs in there. So like there's a little guy in there that's like taking photographs, and apparently that's based off a real photographer that was like taking pictures of them early on when they were just kind of like almost like a garage band. So like each one of these images, and actually on that album too, there was a reverse. So there was more to the album cover on the back of the CD. But yeah, so a lot of kind of Easter eggs that like were important to the band, which I think is cool. Just knowing that each one of these little things kind of meant something.
Yeah, the Easter egg factor is cool if I got the references.
Yeah, it's for them.
It's for them. It's kind of like half the jokes we make here, right? Where I just like talking about like, I got Xbox. Nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
Maybe someday when you're older, everyone will explain that. But yeah, iconic. Love the album. Anybody would be able to pick this one out of a Police lineup.
Yeah.
I think that's my number 3. It's getting pretty tough up here.
All right. Yeah. My number 3, I have Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
That's 3 for you?
Yeah. So 3 and 4, I kind of flip-flopped on a bit. So I had some trouble with this one and then the Chronic. I like both of them for the same reason, which is the simplicity. I gave Dark Side the edge because I feel like there is more of a connection to the music itself based on that image, right? They're just the way they played music, their type of music on that particular album. It made sense. Like you can see that image and you can kind of get it. I don't know how to. There was just a connection there, right? Yeah, so that's why it got the edge over the Chronic for me. But very simplistic, clean, awesome album cover, extremely iconic. This is one of the ones like 9 out of 10 people probably get. 9 out of 10 people under the age of 35 can probably get, or excuse me, over the age of 35. Under the age of 35, maybe not so much, but.
Yeah, but I bet you it's one of those where even people under 35, like it's cool to know what that is.
Just you'll get a lower percentage. There'll still be some, for sure.
Much unlike your awful, horrendous, stupid-ass shirt you have on. It looks like a Ultimate Frisbee.
Yep.
And I've seen you wear that before, and I always wondered what the hell is that, but now it makes more sense. Terrible, by the way, ranking of CD covers, but...
No, it's just album covers. These are not necessarily
Yeah, I get it.
CDs.
It's album.
Yeah.
I get it. I knew you were going to say that. You can go ahead and save it. Number 2. I'm on number 2, right?
Yep, number 2.
Yeah, number 2, Nirvana, Nevermind.
Okay.
So you had that at 5, or where'd you have it?
I had it 6.
You had it at 6? Yeah. Unbelievable. Again, because of the time in our lives, whenever it came out, would you say 92 or something, or 91? I'm surprised you didn't put Pearl Jam 10 in here, but that would be your obvious number 1.
Pearl Jam 10's cover was not nearly as iconic as that one. That's why. And
I mean, to us it probably was, but like universally, yeah, you're right. You're right. That was the grunge. That was the grunge kind of era cover. The later ones, like they actually didn't have the poor little kid's bird in it. But like, what was the whole point? Like he was chasing the almighty dollar or something? Is that like what they were trying to say? Like, did they ever really explain that?
I didn't look.
Or is it just kind of one of those?
I didn't look it up, so it was.
That's just all I can deduce from looking at it is like they're saying like that's what Americans are chasing the dollar and is I don't know. Maybe there's no meaning. Who the hell knows, right?
Maybe it's just a baby with his pecker out.
Maybe it's just when you were a baby, you had your pecker out a million times.
Oh, God, yeah.
Actually, as an adult, like once in a while, you still are, right? I mean, at home, like just around friends or whatever, nothing weird. But yeah, the only reason it's so high is because I think it's one of the most iconic album covers of all time. Now I'm biased, being that it was in the 90s. But, yeah, I'm not wavering on that one, number 2. And not because I like the Naked Baby factor.
Yeah.
I want to hear about it in the comments. It's just, I bought the album at the wall, like everybody else did.
Yeah,
at the mall.
Remember the sticker where you could return?
Yeah.
Any album?
It was like good for life or whatever. And you would peel it off some other one you bought at Sam Goody and put it on the one from the wall, and you'd be like, yeah, whatever, yeah, it's scratched.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you, like, CDs cost the wall 7 cents to make.
Yeah.
So for them to sell them for $20, like, they were like, whatever, we'll just put a lifetime guarantee on these things. Nobody's ever going to take us up on it.
And then they went out of business.
Well, all of them did. I mean, I think the wall was probably one of the last ones standing.
What was the yellow
Had to
one?
have been.
Tower Records.
Sam Goody.
Tower Records,
Sam Goody, The Wall. I can't think of anything else. There was like you would steal your parents' credit card and fill out the thing and get like the CDs.
Columbia House
magazine.
Columbia House.
My sister stole my mom's credit card or got access something. She figured it out and filled it out, and these CDs started coming in. It was great. And then my mom all of a sudden freaked out one time because she was getting billed like $20 a month.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you got just $20 a month on your credit card, you probably would go unnoticed forever. But back then,
yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Nirvana Nevermind has to be towards the top, and for me, it's number 2.
Yep. All right, my number 2 is Dookie, Green Day. So you kind of touched on this a little bit. This gets the number 2 spot, I think, because of the time when this album was released. I'm pretty sure we were in 7th grade. Does that
12.
Count? So
it was my 12th birthday.
Which would kind of probably be 7th grade, 8th grade? One of those, right? Yeah. So like the end of middle school.
Same shit.
I remember this album being huge. But when it came to the cover, it was kind of cool looking. The style, I think, was right for our age group. It looks professionally done, but at the same time amateur. It definitely looks like something that you would kind of scribble on a notebook or your binder at school. Like some of those kind of little drawings. I thought it was cool. It's definitely, people are going to say, oh, it's not the number 2 best cover of all time. I get it. But on my list, number 2, cool album. Cool album cover, for sure.
I'm currently looking at what Billboard has. I looked up best album covers of all time.
Yeah.
And my computer just happens to be a piece of junk. So it's going a little slowly. So once I get that, I'll let you know what Billboard says is number 1.
Okay.
But in my mind, again, this is obvious because you do the math here. I think Dark Side of the Moon has to be like one of the most iconic images of music in general of all time, let alone album cover.
Yep.
And you're right, it kind of did play into this like it wasn't like late Pink Floyd, but it was towards the later stages, right?
It was definitely not
later.
Yeah, it was not early.
Yeah. And it kind of played into that. They got a little trippier and whatever, and a little more like
psychedelic.
What do you call that? Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Abbey Road's number 2, and my computer froze. So there you go. Now we know what Billboard says number 2 is. But no, I think if you were to show an image of any album cover to like 100 people, I feel like the majority, like most people would know that one. Like the largest, 85 out of 100 people would probably know that one.
You remember the poster that every college kid had with the 4 girls and their asses, and that was one of them? It was like the 4 Pink Floyd albums drawn on their backs.
Oh man, that was great.
Yeah.
Just the butts just sitting there poolside, and you're like, that seems like a nice day.
Yeah, I think Dark Side was the first one. Then there was The Wall.
Yeah.
Wish You Were Here.
Animals.
Animals? I don't know.
I'm just thinking of...
I think it was Dark Side, The Wall, Wish You Were Here. I don't know what the 4th one was.
My computer's going all crazy, and it's like freezing and unfreezing. But number 8 is Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, in 1983.
Okay.
I can't see the image. My computer fan is blowing like crazy. Dark Side has to be number 1, man. Has to of this list. I would love to see some rankings in the commentary, because like for once I want to be right in my life. But for me, it has to be number 1.
Yeah, listen, I get it. The simplicity of that one is fantastic. It's it's simple, it's to the point, and it makes sense. I agree there. But my number one is Rage Against the Machine, the self-titled album, right? This was actually the easiest for me to rank. When I kind of picked these 6, I knew instantly that this would be my number one. First, that particular photograph, it was taken in 1963, and it's a very powerful image. It actually was the photograph of the year. So I don't know if it's the AP that picks or whatever, but it's an iconic photograph. And I think out of all of the album covers compared to the music, this is the best connection. You even touched on it in yours. It does kind of embody that band, their messaging, and their music. They're known for their controversial and politically charged messages. It's a great tie into this photo. Easy number one for me.
Just so you know, Nirvana, Nevermind, number 7 for Billboard. And Dark Side of the Moon, number 6 for Billboard.
Okay.
And so those are my 2 and 1.
Yeah. And
those are the top 2 of ours that were on this list. So, just not trying to say I won this one, but the experts agree.
Yeah. All right. The experts at Billboard.
Well, it's Billboard. Is that still relevant? Like, when was that? Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Like, can you go out there and subscribe and get a Playboy still? I bet you can.
No, I think they might have gone all digital. There's very little magazines that you can actually get, besides, like, on your iPad or some shit.
I remember they sent, like, a free 12 magazines to our college house. So I filled it out. I filled it out as my last name, but my first name, Bruce. And so, just so nobody thought I was a weirdo or anything. And so there was all these magazines all over the house with my name on it, and then I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
And you end up getting walloped with, like, the fee for the second year, right? You taking a note to get rid of that little mix-up?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't care. Bruce, screw it. Go with it. This is a good one.
So are there any, like, if you just kind of think about just any, like, big ones that I missed? I know you said Huey Lewis Sports. That's a good album cover, I'll give you that. That's a fan favorite of yours just because of the music, too. But
there's got to be some Beatles ones, like Abbey Road.
Okay.
Like, everybody recreates that photo.
Yeah, Sgt. Pepper's, which is kind of all the different faces lined up in front of the drum.
Yep. I mean, Pearl Jam 10, I said already, but you already kind of said it. Nevermind was the, that genre.
I probably should have included a Beatles one here. To be honest, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. That's why it didn't kind of come in there. One of the ones I was going to put in, it was between this and The Chronic, was Snoop Dogg Doggy Style.
I was going to say Doggy Style, yeah.
I liked the kind of, it almost looked like graffiti, that art, and he had a very kind of, like, specific look to the dogs that were on there. And that was another kind of hip-hop album that I love the album cover on.
I'm just kind of going here to try to, like, steal one. Mm-hmm. Like, for the record, I'm actually looking at some of them. I don't hate Enema of the State.
It's a good one.
Blink-182.
She's putting on that.
Where she had the glove. Yeah. I don't hate that one. But, yeah, I think you do. Oh, here we go. Abbey Road, number 2 on Billboard. So I wasn't wrong. But that's like every family ever, like, recreates that photo.
Yeah.
On a crosswalk in the middle of Des Moines, Iowa, let alone being in, like, London or wherever the hell they are.
Yeah.
But no, this is a good list. I think we were less conflicted, like, in terms of, like, we didn't disagree as much as we usually do. Just kind of looking at some of these rankings here.
Our Rage Against the Machine and Nirvana, we were kind of polar opposites on those.
Yeah.
The rest kind of fell in line.
All right. Well, maybe we'll keep the comments simple. Which one of those two do we like better? Rage Against the Machine or Nirvana? Nevermind. You don't have to rank all of them. Just pick one of those two.
Yeah, I like that. We'll see who's right.
It's me.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you'll pay some people or find some friends and family that want to hook you up, but it's me. All right. Well, the RankEmz in the books. The 13th episode.
Yeah.
starting to get to be about that time of year. It's getting a little chilly out there.
Yeah,
holidays coming up.
Next week's Christmas, man. We're about to hit the end of the year. Can't believe we're almost in 2022 RankEmz.
When did we start this? Like June?
September 20th was our first episode.
All right.
So, but we had been kind of putting this together since April.
Of April of 93?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right, another one of the books. Wrap us up here.
Cool. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this week on RankEmz. We look forward to being back next week, next Monday, with a new RankEmz list. Thanks to all of our followers. Please share our content. Please smash that like button and comment below. Follow us on all social media apps at RankEmz Podcast. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and the Snapchats. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. All links will be listed below by our producer and engineer, Smitty. Thanks to all the work he does on the back end. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back again next Monday. See you, Wheelz.
Smittay, we love you. See you, Birdman. Go Birds.